Welcome back, my students. Today I will be doing a poem with you, The Daffodils by William Wordsworth. Now before I begin the poem, I must tell you, William Wordsworth was a romantic poet. Romantic poet means somebody in romance with the nature. He was a nature poet. He believed along with John Keats or other romantic and nature poets that natural beauty has got the remedy to cure humanity of all the mental ailments. So one day along the county, he was going for a walk with his sister Dorothy when he came across a host of daffodils. And how does he describe the beauty of nature? It's the poem all about. So let's start with the poem. I wandered lonely as a cloud. I was wandering around. I was roaming around aimlessly, just like a cloud aimlessly floats over hills and valleys, that floats on high over vales and hills. When all at once I saw a crowd, suddenly I came across a host of daffodils. A host of golden daffodils. Daffodils are golden colored flowers. The flower-bearing daffodils, they look beautiful. Where did you see the daffodils? Beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. They were fluttering. The movement of the daffodils have been compared by the poet as a beautiful dance. They were shining continuous as the stars that shine. They were shining with the reflection of the sun. They were looking like twinkling stars in the sky. And where do we find the stars? In the galaxy Milky Way, Akash Ganga, the galaxy which our solar system is a part of. They stretched in never-ending line. They stretched till the last horizon, till the last zenith our vision could capture. We could only see the daffodils along the margin of a bay, along the shoreline of the lake. 10,000 saw I at a glance. At a glance I saw 10,000s of daffodils, the poet is saying. Just at one vision, at one glimpse, I saw so many daffodil flowers there. They're tossing their heads in sprightly dance. They're tossing their heads. The heads were moving. As if they were dancing. They're dancing spiritually, enthusiastic dance, a dance full of energy. The waves beside them danced. The waves were also moving. But the movement of the daffodils were much better, much more beautiful than the movement of the waves, as if the movement of the daffodils defeated the movements of the waves in a dance competition. But they outdid the sparkling waves in green. They totally surpassed the movements of the wave. The beauty of the daffodils moving around in the blowing breeze was more beautiful than the movement of the waves. So they outshone the movements of the waves in a delightful way. Green means delighted, happy. Against a poet could not but be gay. A poet can only be gay. Gay means happiness. A poet can only be happy in such a jocund company, in such a happy company, a beautiful company of the natural beauty of the daffodils. A poet like me can only be happy. I gazed and gazed, but little thought. I just saw all around, and I was seeing all around. I did not even get the opportunity to think because I was so engrossed with the beauty of the daffodils that I hardly thought what wealth the show to me had brought, that this natural show had brought me the wealth of happiness. Okay, happiness. Beautiful word. So let us be happy because I will be giving a break now, and I will see you in the next session. Alright, all the best. See you soon. God bless you. Okay, so continuing with the daffodils, the poet is saying that he felt very happy in the company of the daffodils, but all these things happened when he went out for a walk with his sister Dorothy, when he saw these beautiful flowers. Now at the present situation, the poet has come back to his place. And now he is getting nostalgic about the memories of the daffodils. He's saying that, for often when on my couch I lie down on my sofa or chair, in vacant or in pensive mood. Whenever I think I'm in a very sad mood, pensive mood means sad mood, I get vacant thoughts. My mind goes blank. They flash upon that inward eye. The beauty of the daffodils, they come as a glimpse in my power of imagination. Inward eye, subconscious. Which is the bliss of solitude? Which is the peace, joy of solitude? Solitude means loneliness. A person only thinks when a person is alone. If you're in the company of any person, you will only converse. When you're alone, you will think. So he thinks. And whenever he thinks, what happens in the moment of solitude? His heart with pleasure fills. His heart is filled with pleasure and joy with the thought of the daffodils and dances with the daffodils. And he feels like going back to the beauty of the daffodils, dance around, not literally, but enjoy himself in the joyous state. He is a nature poet. He gets mesmerized and engrossed and enchanted and exalted with the beauty of nature. He absorbs each and every essence of nature, and that's what he's trying to portray through this poem. The beauty of nature, how nature suits us. On that note, all the best. Your homework will be from question number 1 to 4. this story was written by Ernest Hemingway, who also wrote a very famous story, Old Man and the Sea. Now in this story, he tries to portray, through a very simplistic situation, the pathos of war, the tragedies of war. The lead protagonist of this story was an old man, and this old man, he took care of his animals, who he considered as his family, and how the catastrophe of war, the consequences of war, forced him to forbid them, abandon them, and to meet his own tragedy. So let's begin. And you must also remember one thing, Ernest Hemingway himself was a war correspondent, and in this story he was a war correspondent himself, he was a narrator. So an old man with steel-rimmed spectacles and very dusty clothes sat by the side of the road. So beginning of the story, we are seeing an old man sitting by the side of the road from which a bridge was about to commence. There was a pontoon bridge. A pontoon bridge means a temporary bridge made out of ropes or bridge put on cylinders or tanks, a temporary bridge for the travelling convenience of the people. The people were trying to cross that river in carts, trucks, men and women and children were crossing it. Mule-drawn carts, carts drawn by mule. Mule is a hybrid of horse and a donkey, known as khachar. Okay, the trucks ground up and away heading out of it all, and the peasant, the farmer, plodded along in ankle-deep dust. The farmers were also struggling to go, the ankle was full of dust and all. It was my business to cross the bridge. The narrator, the soldier, or the war correspondent, in terms of Ernest Hemingway, it was his business to cross the bridge, explore the bridgehead, and see the approach of the enemy. I did this and returned over the bridge. The narrator came back to the bridge. There were not so many carts there now. We saw an old man sitting there. Where do you come from? I asked him. From San Carlos, a city in Spain. There was his native town, and so it gave him pleasure to mention, and he smiled. It was his native town, so he was feeling very proud and happy to mention his native town. So it's a part of human psychology. Whenever you talk about your birthplace, you feel very happy. I'm in Bihar, and somebody asks me where I'm from, I'll say I'm from Calcutta with a smile. I'll be feeling happy as well, alright? I was taking care of animals, he explained. Oh, I said not quite understanding, the narrator did not understand. In this situation of the Spanish Civil War, the Spanish people, they had a kind of civil war at that time. They were trying to combat the enemy fascist forces, F-A-S-C-I-S-T, known as fascist. Under the dictator Mussolini, they were trying to combat them so that their own President Francisco Franco comes to power. It was a situation of political catastrophe. Yes, he said, I stay, you see, taking care of animals. He did not look like a shepherd nor a herdsman. For the narrator, the old man did not look like a shepherd, somebody who takes care of sheep, or a herdsman, somebody who takes care of cows and goats. And he looked at his black dusty clothes and his grey dusty face and his steel-rimmed spectacles and said, what animals were they? What animals were you taking care of? Various animals, he said, and shook his head. I had to leave them. I was supposed to leave them because of the artillery. I was watching the bridge and the African-looking country of the Ebro Delta. The entire delta, known as Ebro Delta, was looking like an African country. It was looking very dusty. A dirty place. Africa was a very dusty place, described by the Europeans and Americans and the whites at that point of time. And wondering how long now it would be before we would see the enemy. He was wondering when the enemies would come. What animals were they? I asked. There were 3 animals altogether, the old man said. There were 2 goats, a cat, and 4 pairs of pigeons. And you had to leave them. I asked you to leave the pigeons and the cats and the goats? Yes, because of the artillery, he said. The captain told me to go because of the artillery. Artillery means heavy gun fire. Okay? And you have no family? I asked. Don't you have any family? Watching the far end of the bridge, where a few last carts were hurrying down the slope of the bank, was watching the last end of far end of the bridge, where carts were hurrying down to the slope of the bank. No, he said, only the animals. The cat, of course, will be all right. The old man was mumbling. A cat can look out for itself. But I cannot say what will become of the others. I don't know about the pigeons or the goat. What politics have you? Very important matter. What political alliance do you have? Which political party do you support? I am without politics. The summary of the story comes in the statement, I do not have any political allegiance. I do not support any of the political party. I do not have any knowledge of politics. Only knowledge I have is of humanity. I'm 76 years old, I've come 12 kilometers now, and I think I can go no further. This is not a good place to stop, I said. If you can make it, there are trucks up the road where it forks, means bends towards Tortosa, a place very nearby to Barcelona. I'll wait a while, he said, and then I'll go. Where do the trucks go? Towards Barcelona, he said. The trucks go towards the town of Barcelona. I know no one in that direction. I do not know anybody there. But thank you very much. Thank you again very much. But thanks a lot for that advice. He looked at me very blankly and tiredly, then said, having to share his worry with someone. He wanted to share his anxiety, his worries, his concerns with me, and said, the cat will be all right, I'm sure. The cat can take care of itself. There's no need to be worried about the cat. I don't want to be worried about the cat. But the others? Now what do you think of the others? What about the pigeons, the goats? Why, they will probably come through it all right. I think they will survive too, the narrator says. You think so? Why not? I said, watching the far bank. Narrator looked towards the far bank to see if the enemies were coming or not. He was waiting for the mystery. The mysterious moment, what we know as the first contact. When the enemy just approaches and you hear the noise of the enemy forces coming, that is a moment full of mystery. That is known as the first mysterious contact. But what will they do under the artery when I was told to leave because of the artery? Old man says, well, how will the animal survive under this heavy firewood shelling when I myself, being a human being, was asked to leave by the captain due to this heavy bombings and the firings? Do you leave the duck cage unlocked? I hope you left the pigeon's cage unlocked? Yes. Then they will fly. They will fly, he said. And on that note, we'll take a break and come back in the next session. See you soon. Welcome back. Continuing with the conversation between the narrator, the soldier, or the war correspondent, and the old man himself. He's talking about the birds now. Yes, certainly they will fly, but the others, it's better not to think about the others, he said. But I cannot imagine what about the goats. If you are arrested, I would go. Why else? The narrator said. Narrator requested him desperately. If you are arrested, let's go. Get up and try to walk now. Please walk now. He's trying to insist upon the old man to leave that place because he knew that his life was in danger. Thank you, he said, and got to his feet, swayed from side to side, was very tired, and then sat down backwards in the dust. He was exhausted. I was taking care of animals. See, the tragedy of war is being depicted here. He's saying, I was just taking care of animals. I do not have anything to do with politics. I do not have anything to do with wars and battles. I do not have anything to do with destruction. All I want is the blooming of life. All I want is the nurturing of life. All I want is the nursing of my animals. All I want is a tinge of humanity. All I want is a depth of heart. All I want is the flourishing of humanity. So what is the problem? That is the problem. We human beings dig a ditch where we fall down and we die. That is the problem. Okay? That is the very essence of this story. I was only taking care of animals. There was nothing to do about it, the narrator is saying. It was Easter Sunday, you know, Easter, we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. Good Friday followed by Easter Saturday and Easter Sunday. It was Easter Sunday, and the fascists were advancing towards the Ebro. They were coming, the enemy forces. It was a grey overcast day, it was a cloudy day. And with a low ceiling, so the planes were not up. And the ceiling was low because it was cloudy, the fighter planes were not flying, that high, they were not there. That was one of the chances for the old man to escape from the heavy shelling from the planes. That and the fact that cats know how to look after themselves was all the good luck that old man could ever have. So the old man did not have any luck at all, as per the author. The planes were not flying that low because it was a grey overcast sky. Maybe that would have saved the old man and the cats would save themselves. These were the two silver linings the old man would have hoped for, but in all probability he would have been dead. He would have become a casualty of war. That is the tragedy of war. Even if we are not politically biased, still politics always haunt us and it always makes us a victim. So that is the basic essence of this entire beautiful prose written by Ernest Hemingway. Your homework will be from question number 1 to 5. Go through the chapter, revise well, and see you soon. All the best.